Hope you guys can see my screen. All right. So this trade could have given us, as I said, I always place my stop loss above here. This trade would have given us a 1:45 risk to reward. This one. 1:45. Can you guys hear me clearly? And see my screen? Not 1:45. This should have given us 1:44 risk to reward. 1:44 risk to reward. And let's check another pair. Um, let's check NZD. Okay, this was another stuff on NZD. I think I shared this one with my general channel. I'm very sure I shared this. This is bullish too. This is bullish, actually. On the daily time frame, it's bullish. So let's see what we have here. H4. Someone asked a question about which time frame to use BME. BBMA, most guys use H4. That's why you see on stuff like this. On stuff like this, I think I started with H4. Yeah, this one H4. You get on BBMA, most guys use H4. This one was should be H4 too. Uh, anyways, so let's see what happened here. We had this momentum move to sell to the downside. Excuse me, let me too. All right. So now, yeah, we had this momentum move to the downside, momentum move sell. And what happened? This was our SNR level here. Let's turn this guy off. SNR level, price came to that SNR level tap. So you could also use your, how do we call it? Your CRT here. But let me show you guys how I got this. Is it H1 on 15 minutes? You want to see those your break of structure simply. Break of structure price tap into that zone. Break of structure, I think it's 15 minutes. 15 minutes. What happened on 15 minutes here? So whenever, always check if you have your sweep. This was my sweep here. Sweep, break of structure. Can you see break of structure? Break of structure. This is the guy here. Broke this structure here. First pullback is liquidity. Are you getting? First pullback is liquidity. After liquidity, the next POI closer to liquidity, just take it. Don't risk anything, just take it. If you fail, you fail. You get. So this was our next POI here. I hope I'm recording this. Okay. This was our next POI here. This one, this SNR and this open close level on 15-minute time frame. Take this, set your stop loss above this guy here. That was it. You target this guy. This was the target. This one. Market is already open. Because I remember this trade didn't hit CP. It was somewhere around here. Market is open. So this was 1:14 risk to reward. Simple. Let's check something else. This is NZT USD. Let's check GBP JP1. GBP JPY GBP. I always use forex.com. GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY. Let's see. Uh, GBP, JPY. We had this. This was a re-entry here. This one, a re-entry buy here. You could. We had no SNR level here to match this one. Oh, we had this. Okay, let me see. Yes, we had this SNR. This was an open close level. Which you could take this one, confirm this one. You used take this buy here. Then we had the second one. We had the second one. Yeah. This one, this trade, I think, was it H4? Okay, daily time frame, daily time frame. Okay, this was a re-entry here. This was a re-entry actually. You can see price, we got this, we call this a CSA. We call this a CSA. Price gave this one, this buy, came back to its re-entry point. So what do? We look for our re-entry buy setups here. But let me show you guys. This was your zone here, H4. On H4, we are going to have something like this. Okay, H4, we had this SNR zone here. Okay, this is what I was looking for. We had this SNR zone here. Can you see this SNR zone? Yeah, this V-shape figure. Price tapped into this V-shape. Let's take this BBMA thing off. Price tapped into this V-shape. We had this range, candle range high, candle range low. Price rated close above. Now we want to catch this third candle. So what do? We go to 15-minute time frame. I'll target that. I had this, I think I shared this one with you guys. Price never came to this point. Hit TP. Came back. Once price have already gotten to your TP, forget about anything here again. Price will never go there and come back to this point. Just forget about it. So what we had, this was it here. We had break of structure. We had break of price, broke structure. Then first pullback should be this guy. This candle week here was first pullback. I knew this trade didn't trigger. This one, then we had this SNR level here for the buy. But price never tapped into the zone. You can see this price didn't trigger this one. But if it did, you should be tipping somewhere around here, right up here. Seeing how it delivered. It was massive. Let's check USD JPY. USD JPY, I shared a direction with you guys. If I can remember clearly, I shared GBP JPY direction, USD JPY direction. Can you check USD card weekly? All right, I'm coming to that. So this was GBP JPY. I shared this was on a daily time frame. Okay, here was I shared this CSAK direction. Then I mark out this zone. To be honest, I mark out this zone. This one here. So this was the next zone where price actually reacted from. So when you mark, all what you do is you mark out these zones, waiting for a reaction at those points. You mark out those zones, waiting for a reaction response. So this was we had the CSAK. I told you CSAK stands for direction. Directional candlestick. We expected a re-entry. I shared this setup with you guys, and I will prove it. I will prove it. Share this direction. All right. I shared this. This was it. I mark out this one. Not knowing price was to come back to this guy down here. Can you see? I shared this. Meaning price was going to pull up. Okay. So this was up. This was the reaction. This was the result. So our price went up to the upside. So let's analyze this together. All right. So let's analyze this together. We had price coming to this open close level. This open close level, what do? We go, let's check H4 first. If we have a CRT there to confirm. CRT, no CRT, but actually what happened here was this was our zone. We had this sweep. Yeah, you see, we had this sweep here. Sweep price broke structure. Sweep price broke structure. Are you getting? First pullback is liquidity. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, type in the chat. If you can hear me, just type in this chat. If you can hear me, type in the chat. Okay, 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 okay. That's good, Jody. So now we had this first pullback. We know first pullback is liquidity, right? Now we look for the closest POI. This one, I could actually use this one, but on the H4, so you're going to refine this one and this one. So while I explained to you guys, we had a video on how to use these open close levels. If I'm not making a mistake, we had a video. This is a video on how to use open close levels. How do you use it? Whenever you have an open close, you want to go one time frame lower, which is H1, to look for an SNR at that level. If you have an SNR, you take it. The one that is not SNR, don't take it. See here, we had this SNR. That's the reason why I didn't take this one. We had this SNR here. This was a beautiful SNR. This one was more beautiful than this one. That's why price came here, tapped. You can see this was a tap, price tapped here, and we had this move to the upside. So this one becomes invalid. Why are you targeting? You're targeting this high. That was how you could break down this. I'll mostly be sending I'll mostly be sharing directional setups most of the time. I won't be sharing setups, I'll just be sharing direction so you can analyze it yourself. So you could set stop loss below here. This should be a 1:13 risk to reward. 1:13 risk to reward. And let's check BTC, USDT on Bybit. BTC, USDT. Holy. You can see this was our re-entry here. But this one, there was no key level here, which this key level, price never tapped at this key level. Price never touched this key level here. See for yourself. Price never reached this key level. So these are setups which you can use just BBMA alone to conquer. Example, this one slide, you can use just BBMA alone to conquer it. Let's see if we had everything using BBMA. Price gave us this momentum, move candle for momentum sell. So we're expecting price to come back inside this our red zone. We mark it out like this. So what are we looking for? Everything we're going to be looking for is going to be inside this zone, inside this marked, this highlighted point. So H1, H1, we have an extreme B. Extreme B is when we have these rejections from our upper Bollinger Band. Price was rejecting from this upper Bollinger Band, and we had this. Look at, can you see this? We had this EMA 50 out of the Bollinger Band. This is a point. It's a point meaning everything is bearish. Are you getting? So what do we want to look out for? We want the last time frame is 15 minutes. Last time frame is 15 minutes. We want to see if we have our full BBMA setup right there. Okay. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. All right. So now we had an extreme. This was an extreme move sell here. Extreme move sell. And we want to see an MSV. We had this MSV move sell. So we are not taking the trade here. We are not taking the trade here yet. We want to see a candlestick direction. We want to see a candlestick direction first. That is when a candle close below our mid Bollinger Band. So where was our candlestick direction? This was it. This candle closed below this mid Bollinger Band. You can see just a little bit, even though it wasn't that clear, but this was our mid Bollinger Band where price closed below. And what do we say? We're expecting a next move. A next sell is going to be in this BBMA zone, moving average 5 and 10 high. This should be your sell. I will snap my book. I have my book here. When I have everything, all my BBMA notes, I have it here. I will snap and I'll show you guys. So this was where you could enter. This is where the leverage high. People going here full margin. You see, they'll just catch this move here. You see someone flipping $100 to $5,000, $100 to $2,000. This is what they do, those Malaysian guys. So now there are ways to re-enter. You get, because if you know on your higher time frame, this is where you're going to be targeting. Because higher time frame, you're targeting this low here. So for price, before price reach that low, you have so many entries to take. You're going to take this one after you have this re-entry. This is the first your first entry here. Second entry is going to be after this momentum move. The next this another re-entry point here. You enter here again. You have this momentum move candle sell. You enter here again. Price came down. You enter here again. Price came down. You enter here again. You can see you can leverage. You can leverage to you TP. Get this all your own benefit. All depends on you. Someone said we should check card, USD card. Was it USD card? Let's check. All these codes, are they meaning? Is there any way I can study it properly? It's a bit, oh, no, don't worry yourself with that. I'm going to, I'm going to um teach everything. USD card. I'll teach everything this week. We're going to cover it this week. I said I'm done with my exam, so we have all the time. We have all the time to make everyone here a better trader. USD card weekly. Okay, you can see this a weekly re-entry here on USD card showing re-entry sell. I told you see why I said this works on real time. You see, price immediately price taps into this one, it indicates re-entry sell. It's not like it's going to come and go down after like other indicators do. Are you with me? It won't just come and go down as other indicators do. It's going to show. But now I won't actually enter here using BPM because I have an MSV bar here because of this extreme MSV. So this what is going to likely happen here is price will come and cross above here. We're going to have this directional candlestick. Once we have this directional candlestick, this is what I'm going to expect. Price should come back here and I'll catch this buy here. If I'm trading just BVMA, that's how I use BVMA for direction because I have this MSV. But if you want to use just BBMA, if this was a momentum candlestick sell here, I could actually be rooting on this sell right here because from weekly I'll go to daily to have to find my extreme. You can see here we have no extreme yet. Price haven't gotten to this point yet. Are you getting to price get to this point here, rejecting somewhere here? Before we have no extreme, so you have no reason why you should be taking any sell at this point. I hope it's making sense now. Weekly reject from the bottom at support. It's weekly reject from the bottom at support. Somewhere down here. If you're meaning this didn't touch, but if it's from this guy here, let me show you. From this, it's a yes. If it's from this one, it's a yes. But from this one, it's a yes. So you can see price actually rejecting, price actually bullish. That's why I said I'll wait for this. I'm seeing I had an MSV here. I'll wait for this candlestick direction and price will return here before I get anything done with that. It's an MSV. I could take this buy if I notice it on time. Can you check USD CHF? Okay, USD CHF. I always use forex.com. USD CHF. This is going to be a re-entry. You can see this is a re-entry. Momentum move candle sell here. Re-entry here. You see here, I think it was matching with this SNR. Can you see? Matching, it was in uniform with that SNR. Matching with this SNR. So let's see if we can use BBMA only to target this. Weekly, we go to daily time frame. Oh, let me mark that point. And to mark out that point, this was the mark out. We go to daily time frame. We want to have an extreme on daily time frame. Any type of extreme. So we have this is an extreme rejecting from, let me see, which extreme is this? When price rejects from EMA 50. When price rejects from EMA 50, we call it an advanced extreme. Yeah, it's an advanced extreme. We have this rejection from EMA 50, and we have EMA 50 is out of the Bollinger Band. So this is an extreme here. It's an extreme. So what do we do? This same zone here, we want to go to 4 hours to find our complete BBMA circle. Complete BBMA circle should be we are an extreme. This is complete BBMA. We have extreme CPW. MHV should be somewhere around here, but after MHV, we had this candlestick direction. Whenever we have candlestick direction, price will return somewhere here. This way you're going to enter full margin. You see now, this way they enter full margin. This way they enter full margin at this point here. Price will drop again, give us a momentum move, return here to enter here again, leverage there, return, leverage here, return, leverage here, return, leverage here, to price reach their TP. You get, so this is where you're going to enter. But now, this is where you now have to use your mind to use your SNR. You don't just be fooled with indicators. That's more reasons why I stopped using indicators. I wanted to be able to read the market sentiment without indicators. And I'm able to do that already. So that's why I'm like I'm free to go back to my indicators. You get, because I understand the movement of the market using simply break of structures and everything. Liquidity, I understand liquidity, I understand break of structures, I understand everything. You get, so now that's why I can freely go to my indicators and I add it as conferences. I also traded divergence and all those things. These are things I'm very, very good at. Any other question? Type your questions here. When you find a reentry either after MHV or CSAK has been formed, do you confirm the reentry by seeing if it's on the lower time and gives you the BBMA code? If I'm trading BBMA only, you have to confirm it. You have to confirm it. You have to confirm it too. We have a CSAK. If I'm trading BBMA, I will have to confirm it. But if I'm trading, if I'm using the tool, I can use any SNR level. I just need a break of structure, liquidity involved. I can use any SNR level and I'm good to go. You get, you can even do in a way that you can even do in a way that when price comes to this your re-entry zones the third time on that third lower time frame, look just for an SNR zone there, which has liquidity close to it, and you get in. You see, you get in, let's say, on this BTC USD, right? On BTC USD, let's see, H4. Okay, where we had this re-entry here, I see where we had this re-entry here marked. What do we had no SNR to back it up because this SNR, I don't think price tapped at this price reaches SN this OCL level. So what do? One time frame lower is to look for your extreme. The next time frame is to look for your MHV and everything. But that's not fully Malaysian SNR, that's not fully BBMA. We have, that's why I say we have so many quotes. We have the re-entry extreme MSG. We have the re-entry extreme. We have the re-entry extreme extreme. We have the re-entry MSV extreme. Get, so there are four actually, four types. So here we have an extreme. What do? You want to look for one of those quotes on now on the 15 minute time frame in this zone here. And network is tripping, 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 tripping. So what do? Let's say after everything here, you can still come, you look for an SNR level that matches this point here. But if there's none, you start confirming when, but I always do it, I always enter after I've had this directional candlestick. I always enter after I've had this directional candlestick for to be safe. Okay, I always enter after I've had this directional candlestick. After directional candlestick, I can just look for liquidity. It's just like a break of structure, right? Just like a break of structure down to downside. I'll look for liquidity and I'll look for a POI somewhere around here and I'll enter. It's very, very simple. Any other question? Do you consider week's break? I use I use week's break and I use body break. It depends. I consider week break and body breaks too. Any of them, I used it too. Sometimes if I'm trading just SMC, I use week breaks. If I'm trading Malaysian SNR, I use I turn it like this and I use this body breaks on the line chart. And this body breaks on the line chart. I'm even thinking to do a PDF on this BBME, a complete PDF on this BBME, and I'll send. But it's just time. It's just time. So I hope it's what we are doing is making sense. I hope it's making sense. I hope it's making sense. Hope it's making sense. Any other question?
So how do we get the BBMA indicator, please?
I can't hear you. Please type. I don't know. My headset is
Okay.
off. Please type. So after the re-entry on the daily time frame, wait for break of structure. How to get the BBMA? Okay, to get the BBMA indicator is simple. I have so many people always ask me, people from the general channel, they always ask me. I don't just reply them. I don't just reply them because I don't want to give out everything for free. The ones I've given is enough. So what you do is you come to your indicators tab, for instance, like this, you search for BBMA. So which one would I take? I would take this one by this one by Omar Ali. BBMA by Omar Ali, this one. That's BBMA by Omar Ali. Omar Ali is simply the owner of, like the founder of BBMA. So I always take BBMA by Omar Ali, you see. Now you have to set it the way you want to do it. You have to use it the way you want. Set the way you want to do the way you want, the way you like it. Like we have this moving average 5 and 10 low, moving average 5 and 10 high. You can change colors. You change the colors, make them different. But make sure these two they are the same colors. You just go to settings. Um, let's take out this one. Let me show you. Just go to settings. BBMA Omar Ali by Zach Deans. So you go to settings and you go to, is it input? Inputs, and you can enable any of them, you can disable and enable any of them. Then with style, you can now arrange the colors you want. So you take sorry, once you're here, BBMA, BBMA. Take this Omali by Zach Deans. This one by Zach Deans 440. This one I use. This one we have this BBMA script. These are people's scripts. We have this BBMA Omar Ali light theme. Don't use this one. Don't use this light theme. Stella said, so after the re-entry on daily time frame, you wait for break of structure and liquidity on H4 and H1. And you can confirm your H4 and or H1 PR after access this form. Yes, Stella. Yes. Exactly. Any more questions? If there's none, we are going to end. I'll send the recordings and you can go through it anytime. And I don't know. Tomorrow, we are going to have tomorrow is Monday. If we don't have a class tomorrow, then next should be Tuesday. We are going to have a session where everyone can talk. Um, see an example here. We have this extreme move by. We had this directional, then we had this MHV buy. You can catch this MHV buy from here to catch this minor move. So never in your life use BBMA with using these things to trade. Look at this re-entry sell here on 15 minutes. You take this sell here, you're going to fail. You're going to hit stop loss. Price not going to fail. Never in your life use just BBMA like this. Unless you have gone to the higher time frame and you start using the codes and you're analyzing going down. Again, never in your life just come and you see the entry sell here and you want money sharp, sharp. Take this sell here, you're going to cry. You cry. Make sure you finish that water. Mhm. So if we have no questions, send your questions to the group. I will respond to them. Good night, good night, good night, good night.